What's up, it's Luby Say Richard X Media, and we are bringing you the recap of this weekend's cyclocross results at the 2025 Cyclocross World Championships in Lavine, France. It was epic. They showed all of the categories. If you didn't have access to like Discovery or Eurosport, um, yeah, well, it's a shame, but it was a really really good weekend. So what I'm about to do is just go through who the winners were, and it was an amazing weekend. There were over 34,000 people at Sunday's race. Saturday was also packed. There wasn't as much because the elite men is on Sunday, so that's going to be the biggest draw. We had the elite women; they were 20,000 plus deep in attendance to view the fans, 20,000 uh, people deep. So it was massive. Where is it located? Lavine, France is just across the border from Belgium. So you had tons of Belgian uh, people from Holland. So it wasn't too long a journey, even if you were from the Netherlands. So it was a massive turnout. A lot of people from the UK as well to support the UK riders and everything. So let's get into the weekend. And now we start off. So the team, there was a team race. And to me, it looks like people like Belgium and the Netherlands didn't even enter the team race, but it looks like most countries didn't really take the team race too serious because if Belgium did enter, I think they finished fourth, and if they wanted to, they could have sent some really hard hitters, but they didn't. They sent Tunard and Senecan, so they didn't send their best. So I just it seems to me like the real cyclocross countries really weren't interested in the team competition. But hats off to the British. They won the team competition. They sent their best and they won the team competition. So it's pretty cool that people like Cat Ferguson and what's his name, Cameron Mason, able to pick up a medal, pick up a gold medal at that. So let's go to that was on Friday the 31st, team race, which I didn't watch because I didn't even know it was on. But let's go to the women, the junior women. The junior women, uh, every race was really exciting. So it's in France. So the first race that kicked off was, so the French were probably over the moon with the first winner. Her name was, I think it's Liza or Lisa. It might be Lisa, Lise. So it might be Lisa Revol, and she won the junior category, followed by Barbara. This is Barbara Boraskov, and she is from Czech, and then followed by a Canadian, Raphaelia Carrera, and that was your top three in the juniors. But the junior race went sort of it was a little bit of the whole thing was like because Barbara, I'm gonna say Barbara, she and Lisa fought like the whole way through the junior race, and for some reason Barbara didn't she wasn't reading the cue cards or the lap cards correctly, and when it was one lap to go, she rode through the finish and she put her hands up in celebration and she thought she won. And then you could see her riding on after she came to the finish. She was confused as was she supposed to continue on, and even confused Lisa a little bit, like, So, and when they realized that they still, had one lap to go, and Lisa, the French girl, realized that Barbara hadn't won, they raced on and they battled right up until probably about half a lap to go. And then Liza like passed Barbara because it looked like I guess Barbara I gave everything on that lap before, and she had nothing for the last lap. So the French girl went on to win, and that was pretty. That was a pretty exciting race. An unfortunate mistake by the Czech rider who just she just didn't know what was going on and didn't realize that she was celebrating a lap too early until it was too late. And then in the men's under 23, which the result was a little bit more predictable, which was Thibaut Del Grasso, and he won convincingly by almost a minute of a second place. Kate Booker from Belgium, who out rode Jente Mikkels in second place by only a few seconds, and I was really surprised at Jente Mikkels. I thought he would at least finish second, but he did finish on the podium. And it's funny because Thibaut Grasso did a similar program to Mathieu van der Poel. Like he didn't ride every race. He didn't ride the whole season. He picked his races and he picked the competitions that he wanted to. Whereas Jente Mikkels, I think they said like rode some 26 races this season, cyclocross season. And Thibaut Grasso was only ridden about half of that. Thibaut, like right from the gun, took off, built up a good lead, and basically stayed away and rode to victory pretty convincingly. And so that was a pretty good victory for Thibaut Grasso. The women's elite was the last event of the day, and that was a really interesting event. So Park Peterson, started things off with Fem Van Empel. Park Peterson and Fem Van Empel were battling out in the front. Lucinda Brand got a really bad start. She had to fight back through some of the other riders, and she finally caught up. And Fem Van Empel, Park Peterson, they both made a few errors and mistakes here and there, which allowed Lucinda Brand in. And once Lucinda Brand got in, she got the lead. She rode really hard. And she took advantage of, like, I think it was 2 laps ago, Fem Van Empel went into the pits and Lucinda Brand decided not to, and she got a really good advantage. And in one of the turns, like probably about halfway through, Lucinda Brand made a small bubble. She slid out, which allowed Fem Van Empel to catch up. But then on the small little climbs, it seemed like Fem Van Empel was doing them a little longer and riding a bit further than Lucinda Brand was, and was able to catch back up to, and they had a little argy-bargy bumping back and forth on that last lap. They really went at it. And on the very last little hump, just before they, like, it's a little hump type of climb or bump, and Fem Van Empel was able to just ride over it, and Lucinda Brand wasn't able to clear it, and she had to put her foot down. And just putting her foot down in that last 100 meters before the line, just before they came off out of the mud onto the thing, gave Fem Van Empel enough of a gap and enough breathing space to win her third world championships in a row. So the women's elite was won by Fem Van Empel, followed by 18 seconds, a close second by Lucinda Brand. And then a minute later, Park Peterson came in for third. So that was your elite women. So that was on Saturday. And then if we go to Sunday, the junior men, another exciting race. So you had 2 Italians and 1 French men. So the French rider, the junior rider, Soren Briere Jumad, I believe how you pronounce his name. He took off. He had a really good lead, and he was battling with Matteo Astinicio. I believe that's how you say his name. But the surprise rider that was doing really well, and he faded. I believe it was he was from the Czech, and he was doing really good into the first corner, and then he went down and he crashed pretty hard, and then that was it. And then we never saw him again, but he was leading, and he looked like he was going to do really well. Then it went to Oscar Amy. He was leading out, doing really well, looking like he was going to be up there for the medals. Then he had a bit of a spill, and once he had his spill, it sort of like, I guess, it knocked the wind out of his sails, and then he faded and ended up finishing 6th. He's from Great Britain. But then the battle came down between Soren Jomard and Matteo Astinicio, and they went back and forth for quite a bit for the last couple of laps. But Matteo was able to really dig deep on the last lap and distance Zoran and won the men's junior race. So, I mean, every race was exciting. Every race was just full on exciting. And then we go to the women's under 3 race, and with the favorite, who Zoe Baxter, who's been doing quite well in the elite race. But then you had Maria Schreiber and Leona Benfield and a few other really notable names, Imogen Wolf from the UK, Kat Ferguson from the UK, but it came down to basically Zoe Baxter just going off of the front with Maria Schreiber. She stayed within uh, she managed to stay within 20 seconds of Zoe the whole time. So she pushed Zoe the whole time. And other for Maria making a few mistakes here and there, I think it could have been a closer race, but it was a tough race. It was really icy and mud and ice that they were basically skating around the hill course for most of the day. But Zoe convincingly won with Maria Schreiber, who she actually had a really bad start. Foot came out of the pedal. She faded way down to the back, but like almost instantly, like before they were even halfway, she was back at the front and on the wheel of Zoe Baxter. So that was your top three. Zoe Baxter winning, back to back under 23, and she's only 21. So if she wants to, she can ride again next year in the under 23 and make it three. It's up to her. If I was her, I would. And then you have Maria Schreiber, and who's 22, so she won't be in the under 23s next year. She'll be just elite. And then Leona Benfield, who has also possibly one more year in the under U23. So on to the men's elite race. So the men's elite race was like everyone, Matthew Van Der Poel, and then at the last minute, Walt Van Aert, he threw his head into the ring. And basically, they said from the time that Walt Van Aert decided he was going to race, the ticket sales they sold like instantly 1,000 tickets for the race, and Sunday was packed. I mean, the amount of people at Sunday's race was just out of this world. So Matthew Van Der Poel basically from the get-go made sure he got a good start. On the first lap, I think he was 2 or 3 riders from the back, and then he just decided just to go to the front because he was saying it's not the type of course you want to be behind people. You need to be able to see where you're riding because the course was so unpredictable because there was a very thin layer of mud that was really slushy and slick on top of icy mud. So which made for really tough conditions to ride. So you really didn't want to be behind anybody. So Van Der Poel, he led from the front. He got a gap of up to a minute at one point. Walt Van Aert at one point was back in like 27th position, and he worked his way all the way through the field, and he chased back hard, and he was the only one literally able to stay within a minute of Matthew. Thibaut Nice finished in third place, minute and 6 down. So that was your top three: Matthew Van Der Poel, Walt Van Aert, and then Thibaut Nice. So it was a really good day, really good, really exciting. Every race was exciting, and hopefully at some point I may get to attend one of the World Championships. So that was your World Championships cyclocross race, which was held in Louvain, France, the 2025 UCI World Championships. And this is Ines Louis, Savage Your Legs Media. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and on to the next one.